Hey y'all, how y'all doing? This is me, DDTS. I don't know, is this an episode of I don't know, is I'm going to do this episode of DDTS of 602. But I guess I can record a little bit. Like I said earlier on in the video that was posted, I said I was gonna do do the reading articles from the laptop explaining D'Angelo. So I said, you know what? I can go ahead and do a little video right here and add some more to it. I just want to say my heart and my prayers goes to D'Angelo and his family, his son especially, and friends and family that basically knew him, that was around him, and him suffering from the illness that he had allegedly, which was prostate cancer, which basically says that we all, as men, black men in the community, men in general, that we should all get our prostates checked. Like, I don't know the age of it, but I know down the line I need to go get mine checked and make sure everything is good with me, because I think that's an important thing to get taken care of, especially in the black community, and especially with black men, because it's always something, with us in the black community. Black men and women are the highest to get, in the black community, are the highest to get like blood pressure, diabetes, cholesterol, and stuff like that. I might have it wrong. But as a person that has high cholesterol, that has high blood pressure, and that takes medicine for it, I'm not gonna lie to you and try to make like I don't have high blood pressure, I don't have high cholesterol or high potassium, because I do. And I'm my own person to blame because of that. Because, basically, yes, it runs in the family, but also it is my fault as well. I take accountability, I take responsibility, because I love pork, I love ribs, I love neck bones, I love pigtails, I love chitlins, I love ham hock, I love a lot of seasoning salt, garlic powder, stuff like that. I can't eat bland food. I love all that. So when it comes to eating foods like that with greens, with the ham hock in it, or pigtail, smoked pigtail, ham hock, neck bones, chitlins, hog mugs. I don't eat pig feet nasty, um, and stuff like that. That's what I'm trying to get at, and it's very sad and unfortunate to think about stuff like this, and the fact that D'Angelo passed away at the age of 51 when he still was at the peak of his time and career. It's very, very sad. My heart, my prayers goes out to D'Angelo's son, his mother, his whole family, that was around him, that preceded him in his passing. If you like this type of content, hit the like button, subscribe button, and the notification bell so you will get notified when I have new videos uploaded and coming out. Now, I know I should have got more detailed than what I got, but I just want to elaborate. I might do another video about D'Angelo, a little better video, but I just want to ask y'all, how is this going to be precise? And it is this. A lot of peoples have talked about D'Angelo, and it's like a lot of peoples remember D'Angelo from the song How does it feel? How does it feel? Feel. How does it feel? And that's the song that, in my opinion, made him who he is, because I got a story to tell y'all about that, about D'Angelo, and about that video. And I will tell y'all in just a little bit, but hold on for just 1 second. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I know this might not be the video that you are precisely wanting, but let me finish telling you about that story, how I found out about D'Angelo. And this basically, watching that video of D'Angelo with How Does It Feel, that basically was one of the moments when I realized I was a homosexual, whatever you want to call it. I was a homosexual, or whatever term you want to use. There's so much terms that they want to call us, but either or, I'm still myself at the end of the day, and I love myself. It was that one scene of D'Angelo, How Does It Feel? When, when he was singing and the camera was going all the way down. The camera was going down to the bottom part of his, you know what, and I was a little kid. I was pretty up in age. I remember watching it when I was little, and I know I had no business watching it, but it resurfaced when I was 16 years old on BET. And I kept telling the camera, I said, go down, keep lowering, keep going, keep going down. And then it stopped. I'm like, okay. All I remember is seeing D'Angelo's abs, seeing his little bony ass just about, in his pics and everything. I'm like, okay, now I know for sure, because I ain't gonna lie to you, D'Angelo was fine back in the day and in that time. And that's when I discovered D'Angelo. And I remember another song of his. I think it's called You Gonna Call My Sugar, Sugar. I think that's what it is. Brown sugar, sugar. I think he sung that as well. So yeah, but that's a true story. That's a true story. Um, I also want to say a bunch of peoples did not know that he and Angie Stone had a son together. Hold on, y'all. Hey, y'all, I'm back. Back what I was saying. A lot of people did not know that D'Angelo and Angie Stone shared a son together. And that son that, they have together, Lord, my finger. That son that they have together was they had a son together, allegedly by the name of Michael Archer, and he goes under the hip hop name something else. I think he called Twango or something like that. I'm really not for sure, allegedly. But that was the son that D'Angelo and Angie Stone had together back in 1998. Either 1998 or 1999. I don't get it wrong. Um, for those of you, Angie Stone died this following year in 2025 at the age of 63 in a car crash, which to this very day is very suspicious. Still don't sit right with me. But if you know, you know. A lot of people's pretty much did not know that D'Angelo and Angie Stone had a child together. And a lot of people's had a lot of negative things to say when they found out that Angela Stone was with D'Angelo, like they dated and they had a child together. Peoples was saying that allegedly, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, so I'm just going to say allegedly. Now, allegedly, it is said that at the time when D'Angelo and Angie Stone was dating, D'Angelo was like 17 to 19 years old, and Angie Stone was in her 30s when she was pregnant with her child by D'Angelo. A lot of people said allegedly that Angie Stone basically groomed D'Angelo, allegedly. Now, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just going back and saying what people said allegedly. You can go back and look it up. That is what technology is for. It is said that Angie Stone allegedly groomed D'Angelo like when he was 17 through 19 years old. Allegedly. I'm not really sure, but you can go look it up because I'm not the only one that said it, and you can go back and watch it. And before Angie Stone passed away, she tweeted a while back before she had passed away. I don't know, was it a couple of years ago, or was it a year ago, or was it a couple of months ago before she passed, this and then the third, when that had resurfaced back up. She says, I've been hearing a lot of people saying that I groomed D'Angelo, but have y'all ever had a friend, been older and had a friend that's like a little younger, this and that and the third? Now, whether you call it grooming, I really don't know, but I will say this. I really feel like if you are an older person with a young person that is 18 through 17 through 19. Now 17, that I don't approve of that. I don't agree with that because honestly that's still a minor. But in some people's DNA and age, they consider themselves grown pretty much. Back in the 50s, back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, if you were like a 17-year-old or 15-year-old, 14-year-old, 15-year-old, 16-year-old, even 17-year-old, if you was a 15, 16, 17-year-old back in the 50s, back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, if you were that age and you were messing around with a 30-year-old, a full-grown person, pretty much that's what people was doing back then. That's pretty much what people were doing back then, allegedly. That's how a lot of that's how a lot of these old school grandmas, these OG grandmas got pregnant. They married these older men and they still teenagers. These young girls were still teenagers in the 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. And they with the older men and they letting the older men um get in their good goods, you know, you get what I'm saying. But I will say this. I don't know what I call it grooming, but I will say if he was under the age when they was going together, maybe 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, maybe that's acceptable. If he was like 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, I really don't know. Like, honestly, we really don't know the truth behind that. We really don't know. But I'm going to say this. You can see that Angie Stone really liked it, D'Angelo, and D'Angelo really felt something with Angie Stone. So a lot of people did not know that they shared a child together, but I believe D'Angelo was Angie Stone's true love, and he basically took it hard when Angie Stone passed away in that car accident on March the 1st, 2025, and Angie Stone was 23 years old. Now, I'm going to say this. Now, my prayers really goes out to D'Angelo's son, to his kids, and my heart and prayers actually go out to Angie Stone's kids with D'Angelo and, and everything that knew D'Angelo because the family and all, because, that's something. I feel so bad for the son because he lost his mother back in March of 2025. Now he has to deal with another grief of losing his daddy, his father, D'Angelo, at the age of 51 of prostate cancer. When I tell you 2025 has been busy, it has been busy. Now, D'Angelo has had some ups and he has had some downs. And he has worked with peoples by the name of Lauryn Hill, Erica Badu, and Jamie Foxx. Pretty much, he's worked with a lot of famous names in the industry. Um, he's also had some downs. He also had to go to rehab. Think back in 2008. I think it was sometime back in the time that he was going through something very much. And I'm not gonna just be disrespectful and put that out there. But it is alleged that he faced alcoholism and that he had to enter rehab because he was not feeling that he was a sex symbol, or his sex symbol at the time when he recorded How Does It Feel or this and that and the third was a problem for him. So it basically affected him. And I think that's why allegedly he went to rehab. Like, I could have it wrong now. I can have it wrong. I'm just putting it out there allegedly and respectfully, because we never know what a person might go through. You think actresses and actors go through fallouts and you know they go through fallouts and this and then the third. People's in the music industry, they go through the most fall off in stages in their life because they have so much pressure on them. They have so much on their back being in the music industry. After D'Angelo recorded How Does It Feel in 2000, he basically didn't have another album made and come out to 2014. And this and that and the third. Like, he kept up with his career. Like, I think he basically, I ain't gonna say fall off the map and be disrespectful and say fall off the map. I'm just gonna say that he kind of had, some stuff that he was going through, and that's why he was not singing and making music. Like, I don't know, allegedly. I know I don't have everything that there is to have, but I'm basically saying things, that I basically, read and stuff like that. So this might be the video that I'm gonna make about D'Angelo. I hope this is okay with y'all. Like, comment, and subscribe on this, and give me y'all opinion. That's basically what I'm going to say. Now, it's some of his passing, regarding his passing, that has been some celebrities that have paid tribute. Celebrities like Jamie Foxx, Beyonce, and many, many others have paid tribute to D'Angelo. And it's still a shocking news around the world about D'Angelo. But that's a true story about D'Angelo. I was a little kid and I was watching D'Angelo because he had short braids in his head. He was very skinny. I heard that song and I watched that video and I was like paused and basically distracted at that moment. I know, me being a little kid, I had no reason watching it. But all I would do, I remember watching it, and I remember I remember a family member of mine actually turning the TV onto some cartoons, Nickelodeon or something like that. And then years passed, me being 16, I think it was on BET or MTV, and they was talking about D'Angelo. I think it was top 10 music peoples. There were very famous, or their songs that went to number one or something like that. I don't remember the name. I used to watch that all the time. And then D'Angelo came up, and it says that, as they was talking about him, they said that he went through some stuff and that he went through a situation. I guess that was the rehab incident. I really don't know that he faced back in 2008. Um, like I said, when they was showing how does it feel, I was like, ooh, they gonna bring that camera down a little bit more. Bring that camera down. Bring that camera down. And they didn't bring it down. I was like, oh, okay, so that's what we doing. That's what we doing. And that's when I knew I was a. That's one of the reasons I knew I was a homosexual. Like I have stories, true stories that I can tell you of when I knew I was, what I am and who I'm and what I'm attracted to. Like I think I've done stories on that in my national coming out story. D'Angelo has a lot to do with and a bunch of other things. And I think I said that in my natural coming out story, which is been getting still watched to this very day. That I made the other day, and this and then the third. But yes, D'Angelo's family basically went on social media and said that it's with heavy hearts that that D'Angelo he basically went to the stars of the light and that the family asked for privacy and time of bereavement and everything, and I completely understand that, but my heart and my prayers goes out to the family of D'Angelo, his son, Michael Archer, and everyone that knew him. I can say that he's now reunited with Angie Stone, for which he shared a son with Michael Archer back in 1998. And I'm just going to say this, whether Angie Stone groomed him or not, or this and that and the third, that does not take away that they had love for each other. And they created a wonderful bundle of joy. But that's what I have right now for the remembrance of D'Angelo. Um, like, comment, and subscribe. And I will be back with another video as soon as possible. I hope y'all enjoyed. And that will be my video of remembering D'Angelo and him passing away of prostate cancer. And also a little remembrance to Angie Stone as well. Angie Stone is truly missed. D'Angelo would definitely be mixed. Both of them will truly be mixed. My heart, my prayers goes out to their family. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll be back with another video as soon as possible. I hope y'all enjoyed. And I really want to say I love each and every one of y'all. Till next time. And I love you.